course, we have the star attraction, Harry Ireland. Of course, the thing we're talking about is the second largest air show in Alberta, which, of course, will be held at the Edson Airport tomorrow. We'll have several dignitaries on hand. It all gets underway at 12 noon tomorrow.
This is the town of Edson. It is located west of Edmonton. By car, it's about a 2-hour drive. It's the home of the Edson Flying Club, a club of about 30 members. Most of these members own their own airplanes. Sometimes they'll fly long distances, but often they just take an afternoon run over the town. From above, the town looks like a toy run. Little houses, little cars, and a little swimming pool. Quite often, they can spot their friends from the air.
This year, for their air show, the Edson Flying Club has hired an American aerobatic pilot, Harry Ireland.
Joy coming to Canada to do aerobatics, I think largely because of the very nice people and the way they're treated up here. It's quite a bit different than the States. Down there it's kind of a routine or business type thing. Up here it's fun.
The Edson Flying Club decided to hold an air show this year. They decided to make it big, to make it the second largest air show in Alberta. They decided to pay for a stunt flyer and to pay for a couple of other acts. To get money to pay for these, the Flying Club decided to charge admission, $2 per car. These posters are from the fly-ins of the past years. Fly-ins are where pilots from everywhere are invited to come and have breakfast together. The pilots visit with each other and then watch a few volunteer performers, skydivers, gliders, and other flying demonstrations. Here's a poster that they were unable to properly prepare. This year's poster must be done right. This year, the Flying Club is paying $900 for a stunt flyer to perform. Here's the radio describing the show.
We have the X-40 balloon will be in this evening, and it'll be out there, and this is quite a balloon. It's a hot air balloon. It's something that's never been in the Edson area before. We also have John Bootsma with his Harvard, which was performed here a couple of years back, and that is quite an aircraft too. It's not as quick or as maneuverable as that little pit, but it's capable of.
Now here's Harry Ireland, the stunt flyer, talking about his car.
You can tell us a little more about your Volkswagen. What is it again?
Well, it doesn't have a name. I just built it on a 1970 Volkswagen fastback chassis, and it filled the desire to have something different, something roomy, economical, and fast. And it fills all of these requirements quite well. The vehicle cruises very comfortably on the freeways at 90 miles an hour with just a stock 85-horse engine in it, so it's quite clean.
Preparation for the fly-in goes on. It's the day before the fly-in, and while Harry Ireland's stunt plane sits and waits, the Edson Flying Club is hard at work. They put up fences to hold back the crowd, prepare the hamburger stand, and paint up a sign. Meanwhile, the town of Edson awaits tomorrow. Tomorrow, their big day.
But not too bad of an evening out there, and the weatherman tells us for tomorrow it should be sunny with the temperatures right up in there in the low 70s, so it should be a good day for the air show. Evergreen music, an evergreen weekend with Bob Unger on a Saturday night.
We anticipate the first arrivals of aircraft to be around 8 o'clock. From there on till 11. We will then close the airport for incoming aircraft and start proceedings at 12 o'clock noon. And we anticipate the show shall last till probably about 2 o'clock.
What time is that breakfast?
The breakfast will be on, I believe, is at from 8 o'clock on, Dave? 8 o'clock on till about 11.
Then lunch will be served. It'll be just hot dogs and hamburgers all throughout the day, pop. The concession will be set up, and there'll be lots of food available throughout the whole day. And aircraft, after the show, will be leaving again. A lot of the aircraft that are flying in will be leaving from 2 o'clock on until 3 or 4 or 5.
Okay, Jack, good to see you back in West Central Alberta, and from all your friends, I know we'll be looking forward to seeing you again out there, and your two friends as well, Dave Benson, the president of the Edson Flying Club, our star today, Harry Irely, and Harry will be doing his thing up in his Spitz Special.
Pilots from across Alberta are being attracted to the air show by the use of bulletins, posters, and these articles, which appeared in the national newsletters for pilots. According to reports, this has stirred up a lot of interest in Edmonton. This might mean a huge turnout.
It's the big day. The weather's perfect, so everybody's happy. Here's the sound truck. Loudspeakers are set up to make announcements to the crowd. And here's the airport from the air.
Important, I believe, the airstrip is not only to firefighting, but for industrial development of Edson. And I don't really mean smokestacks, I just mean industrial development.
To add interest to the fly-in, a contest is run. There are prizes for the first aircraft to arrive, a prize for the plane landing closest to a line on the runway, and a prize for the longest distance traveled. One pilot arrived after 6 hours of flying, all the way from Hay River, Northwest Territories. The fly-in is by far the biggest success yet. A total of 86 planes land.
A Volkswagen with the sign, "Follow Me," is used to help direct the planes.
Things don't look quite as good for the air show. Many of the events have been cancelled. The Ministry of Transport refused permission to hold a peanut scramble for the kids. This was because this show is classed as an air show and not a fly-in. Peanut scrambles are not allowed at air shows. Willie Mueller was to demonstrate how a man can fly in a kite, but he was unable to attend. Last-minute cancellations are by Bernard Haslow. He has not shown up with his gyrocopter. Abe Rennie won't be doing stunts with his Spitz Special. The Edmonton Soaring Club won't be flying their gliders. They were unable to give a helicopter firefighting demonstration. This leaves them with only a few professional events and one volunteer, John Boonstra, studying in his Harvard. It might be enough to make a short show. The Edson Flying Club has paid $900 for Harry Irely to do an acrobatic routine. They paid $150 for a 3-man parachute jump. There has also been $450 of miscellaneous expenses. Because of this, they have to make at least $1,500 in order to break even.
The confectionery is open over on the west side of the sound truck. Hot dogs, hamburgers, bubble gum, chewing gum, sell you anything. If you're interested in a motorhome, I'm sure Jack will sell you his, or there's another one alongside of that. We can even deal with them. Price is right, they'll sell anything today.
The Flying Club has had lots of free cooperation from both the local radio station and the newspaper. During the last month, information on the air show has been given to the people of Edson. Everybody is eager to see the second largest air show in Alberta.
Thank you, Wax. It's with great pleasure that I welcome everyone to this Edson Air Show, now the biggest one we've ever had. Hopefully they'll continue to get bigger and better every year. On behalf of the town, welcome you all. Thank you very much, John Benson. And no stranger with his aircraft to the fly-in is Bob Dowling, Minister of Consumer Affairs.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, John, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here again. And I would just like to, on behalf of the Honorable Alan Warwick, the Minister of Land and Forest, to extend a welcome to all of you and to say how very...
As Harry Irely takes to the air, here's his radio interview.
I guess all the aerobatic pilots have a pretty much routine maneuvers that they do, although I believe that each has some little thing that he likes to do and thinks he's the only one that does it. I don't have anything absolutely startling to do, I hope. I just hope that I'm able to put on a good show for you, and the little pitch that I fly is very quick, and will do lots of things that ordinary airplanes won't do, because it is small, it's got lots of power, and it is very, very quick.
Any of your gray hairs contributed to by your act?
Oh, I suppose. Having spent most of my life doing goofy things like this, I'm bound to have a few gray hairs, I guess. I've only been doing aerobatics about 6 years. I started doing them when I was 54 years old. However, I have been flying since 1928, but no aerobatics. A lot of people think that I'm a little old to be doing aerobatics. I don't agree with them in any way. I love them.
How old are you?
I'm 60 now. I was 60 last May. But I spent most of my life doing things of this type. I spent 12 years racing outboard and inboard boats, and 14 years racing sports cars. And mixed in among all of this is flying and things that I like things that go fast, I guess. And the ultimate seemed to be in doing aerobatics, and of course the little Pitts Special is considered the world's finest aerobatic airplane, without any question.
As Harry Irely finishes his routine, he gives everybody a jolt. It looks like he flies into the trees.
The Edmonton Parachute Club puts on a 3-man skydiving exhibition. They leave the plane at almost a mile high, free fall to about 1,500 feet, and then open their parachutes. Dr. Marsh is the third jumper. His parachute, called a Paracommander, gives him a lot more control than the common parachute. John Boonstra puts on a demonstration with his Harvard. "35 years ago, this plane was used to train pilots for World War II. The Edson Flying Club are grateful to him for performing with the professional acts of the air show. Many other free acts volunteered to perform, but he is the only one who showed up. The ground display of water bombers sits on the opposite side of the runway. It attracts very little interest.
Luckily, the wind isn't very strong, so the Export A hot air balloon will be able to take off. It's something new to the Edson area.
Hot air is created by a burner unit that is attached to the crew bucket on the bottom. These propane burners heat the air inside of the balloon to a temperature 100 degrees higher than the outside air. The only control the crew has to make the balloon rise and fall is to regulate the heat inside the balloon.
We have 85 planes that have registered with us that have come to the air show from Northwest Territories, Alberta, British Columbia. Good flight. Safe trip. Thanks for coming to the air show here at Dragon Lee. The huge looking piece of balloon installed as a 6-story building.
Harry Irely takes off for the last performance of the day. In order to maintain his physical equilibrium, he has to limit his program to 15 minutes. The crowd is impressed. Financially, the air show is a success. About 1,500 people attended and paid a total of $678 for admission. The concession was busy all day and was completely sold out. It made $878. Total income, $1,556. Since the expenses were only $1,500, this left the Edson Flying Club with a $56 profit. They also made money on a raffle, so there's money left over for next year for a bigger and better air show. The air show has lasted for about 2 hours. The pilots are eager to head home after a good day's entertainment.
Some pilots want to be home for supper. Other pilots are in a rush to get home before dark. It's a long time before it's dark, but it's a long way home too. It looks almost like a traffic jam. But of course, while everybody's trying to take off, there has to be somebody that tries to land.